Some of these gals aren't worried about me one bit. They ain't even getting up. I'm only, geez, 80 yards from them. They're just laying down. Probably seen me shoot before. Well, we got a little treat this morning while we were elk hunting. Let's see this guy or girl. Where's your mom? Hey guys, Buckskin Dave here. Hope you enjoyed some of the videos, some of the critters we see when we're out scouting. Today I'm going to fit this trigger plate under there, and so the first thing I got to do is take all the parts out. So they come apart pretty easy. I mean, there's two pins that got to come out on the side. That'll take the triggers out, and then the spring, this main spring here, pop that out. So let me get that done and turn this over, and then I'll be back with you. Up on the back end, and I don't want to lose the tight fit, but I do have to cut it squared off in the front. You can do one of two things. The cut in the wood is round, and this is square. I like leaving the metal square here. There's no reason why you couldn't grind the metal down round also. It's just a matter of preference. I like it square. Which one would be more historically correct? To tell you the truth, I'm not sure. So I'm gonna get my X-Acto knife and make a working line here along this edge. There we go. That I can use. This one here also, the bend is pretty good on this metal. I may have to bend this just a little bit, but I won't know until I get that cut out. So take that off of there. It's pretty dang close. And I always cut to the inside of my mark. You can always cut more wood out. You can't put any more back in. So that's kind of how I run it. Got a pretty nice fit now. It's I kind of goofed a little bit, tiny bit here, but it's not going to be enough to hurt anything. And it's getting pretty flush there. That barrel come popping out. Really I didn't think it would do that. That one I didn't have to take a lot of wood out. Sometimes you got to take quite a bit of wood out. That one I didn't have to, and it fit really good. Sometimes you have to move it back a little and then reshape this, and that's okay too. It's not hard. So either or, I could put the trigger parts in and go ahead and fit it next. But I'm going to drag a target up on the hill and shoot a few rounds while the weather's, the weather ain't great, but it's kind of dreary out there, but it's not cold. So I'm going to go shoot a little bit too. And you're welcome to come along. I got another target that needs to be put on the hill and shot at. So let's get after that. This is a 1,000-yard gong for a modern rifle, and I use it for that. This will make a great 100 to 150-yard gong for my muzzleloader. I don't know whether it's going to snow or not, so if I paint it white it'll snow, if I paint it black it won't snow. But if I put the orange on it, kind of above, yeah, we'll see it either way. Post that's in the middle there. So the interesting thing about this one, okay, is right now where you're at, you can see it. If you go a foot or two on either side or a couple of feet either way, you can't. So it's probably getting right on close to 100 yards now, but you get up to the fence post and that'll cut some off. And then you might not be able to see it because of the sagebrush, so you might have to go on this side of the fence, work around that pole, or you can come this way to the left and work around too. I've got it angled, so but I haven't been over there yet. I'm not sure whether you can see it from over there. You have to kind of creep around until you get your shot, which kind of makes it cool because that's what happens with animals in the sagebrush. You have to kind of creep around so your ball doesn't have to go through a bunch of sagebrush. It's my hunting load, 100 grains of 3F, 015 patch, 530 round ball. I'm going to try the first one here on a rest on this fence. It didn't make a lot of noise, but I heard a metallic ding. Try it again. I want to see if I can get a more meaty sound. That last one was a hit, but I think it'll make a different sound if it hits center. So let's give her a try. Huh. It felt like it hit metal, but maybe that thing just don't make a lot of noise. Get some binoculars and take a peek. Okay, so we're learning something. With the binoculars, I could see a little right wind up there in the grass, which it's still blowing that. And there's what I'm doing is I'm hitting the far left edge. So when I check something out with binoculars, if there's some wind at 100 yards, it will move this ball. So let's try to adjust for it. Oh yeah. That time, it doesn't make a ding, it makes a thwack. And that was a good center thwack. I can see it. That was a good thwack. So there you are. Does a little bit of wind affect the round ball? Oh yes it does. So that was a good thing to have run past me so I don't make that mistake on a deer. It was just a little right or left, and that's what, 8 or 10 inch piece of steel, so probably wouldn't have made much difference on a deer, but I might have had to chase him for a little while. All right, let's try some different stuff now. Maybe the way this is set up, I can go at different angles too, so let's try something different. This is quite a bit different angle, and you can only see one half of the target. I'm going to try a rest shot. The brush is on one side, so I'm going to have to aim to miss that brush and see if I can still hit the metal. Still real close to 100 yards, 97 yards I think. I just ranged it. The idea of this is I move around and I don't range them so that they're a little different, and it gets me used to shooting at different ranges automatically, at least out to 100, 120 yards, because after that my eyes aren't worth a shit anyway. So, all right, let's give this a try. Pretty sure I jerked that off. I'm gonna have to try this shot again. Okay, let's try this one again. Now, this is a tough way to hold steady. But I'm pretty sure I just jerked that one off. Now the wind's really blowing and it's causing another problem. Which I corrected for. That's I can barely see the black mark, but that's a dead center hit. This is a hard rest, okay? If you can get around something like, it's almost better to do something like this. For me, I find that I wiggle back and forth a lot on a single post rest, okay? But that worked good. I think the next one I'm gonna go up this way and I'll be a little closer, and I might just go ahead and take an offhand shot. As you go past those posts, the target appears and disappears around the sagebrush, so it may just appear where there isn't a rest and I have to take a shot. It'll be a little closer, it'll be more like about 65 or 70 yards. So let's see how I do on that. I'm going to sneak up here. Battery's getting low, so I'm going to make this shot quick. Offhand. Probably missed it. Don't rush your shots, even for the battery. Okay. I let the battery charge. I was working on that rifle while I was charging. It's getting kind of dark. This is really good practice because the sun's going down. It's getting darker, and as anybody that runs around with open sights knows, darker it gets, the fuzzier they get. So I'm going to still try an offhand shot. I like to end on a positive note. So let's give it a whirl. So much for my positive note. I'm going to load up and try it one more time. Still got daylight, so besides, I need practice with this offhand stuff, obviously. Okay. That definitely hit, I heard it. And it hit. Okay. 6 o'clock, couple inches off center. For offhand, I'll take it. Anyway, sun's gonna pop behind the clouds. I'll go in there and show you. While the battery was charging, I worked on that trigger. I'll show you what it looks like, and we'll finish up this episode. But got to keep doing it. That offhand shooting, very important. Anyway, I got this. So you can see, I hope it focuses, put it in the box. You can see how much shorter those are than they were. And so that's set. And then you could just pull the trigger too if you want, or you can set it. Anyway, I got them to where it'll sit down, and if I hold it, it'll all operate. And that's good enough for right now, because once I pinch these together with the set screws that hold everything together, it'll get a little tighter. It'll pull stuff tighter. It'll settle everything in. Even though it's against the wood, it'll settle stuff down and I've got it really close, so it may not operate. I'll have to take a little off. Now, I just did this rough on a belt sander, but after we get it to the right height, okay, and the right angle, and it should have a little bit of a downward angle. Once we get it down there, then I'll hit this with a polishing stone and make it super smooth. And the same thing with the little arm that sticks out, that trips the sear. And then I'll also get inside there when I take the lock apart for the last time to finish the metal. Those are also cast parts, and they polish them. They polish them rough. I'll go in there with my stones and I'll smooth them all up. All that stuff will be real smooth, and that'll be maybe a couple videos down the road. That's a little warning. Stay in tune. A couple of videos down the road, I'll show you how to tune these triggers. Anyway, I'm Buckskin Dave. That's it for this episode. Thanks for dropping in. I'll see you next time. Bye.